What's up, rockers from all across the world? I'm doing a special 3-way, okay? 3 guys in a Zoom. That could be the next OnlyFans thing. 3 guys in a Zoom. All the way from Florida. Got 2 of the boys from Cold Subject. Got Anthony. I got Joseph. What's up, gentlemen?
How are you doing, man?
Good, dude. Happy Saturday, guys.
Absolutely.
Pretty good.
They're all nice and cozy in their rooms, their respective areas. See a bunk bed on there. Please tell me if someone's up there, you're like kicking a person like that.
Always. I'm jamming out to like deathcore on my headphones and just like punching the roof of the bed.
Well, dudes, man, you guys got a show tomorrow.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that was a last minute thing. I literally got the text message like yesterday or 2 days ago that we were.
And then he texts the group message and it's like, guys, we're playing on Sunday. Clear
What?
Your schedule.
No, they don't even tell them it's a show. It's like, hey, we have a mandatory band practice over here at this time.
At the Haven.
Dress kind of nice. Like what? Oh yeah, we're doing a live practice.
A live impromptu rehearsal.
Mandatory.
So you guys who called you guys yesterday for the show then?
So I was already working Metal Fest as a videographer, and I was talking to Josh, and he had just said that a couple bands had dropped out, and so there was some availability, and if we wanted Sunday, we could have it, and obviously, yeah, hell yeah, and a chance to play on a stage with a lot of people.
Oh heck yeah, because it's 3-day. It started yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today's the second day.
Yeah, Soul Switch. I know those guys. I think they played yesterday.
No, they're doing it today.
They're today? Okay.
Yeah, love those guys. We've opened for them once.
They're super cool.
Yeah, totally nice. Their guitar player, he's a ripper, dude.
He really is.
Yeah. Underrated guys over there.
Very
But
talented.
when do you guys play tomorrow? You know what time?
I don't know the exact time. I believe we're second or third. Again, because it's so last minute, everything's kind of chaotic at the moment. Well, but we're just gonna show up, at load in and whatever happens.
Like, hey, we're here. What's up?
Yeah. I know what to do.
Now, is this your guys' first show for the year?
No, we've been doing stuff. I won't say regularly, but we've had a healthy amount of shows. I think like it's definitely not been barren for us.
We're really lucky because I think there's a lot of bands out there that haven't had the chance, even still, like after the pandemic.
Yeah, I think
still are not playing.
But I do think like a big part of that is because our audience has really developed within the last few months, I would say. And I think prior to that, we didn't have a whole lot, we weren't packing venues or anything. So it was a lot easier for us to, play more shows just because there wasn't that much of a capacity issue.
Mm-hmm.
And when was your guys' last show before this one tomorrow?
That was that Haven show on the.
That's pretty.
It was a Haven show.
Pretty recent.
Yeah, it was this month.
Oh, okay, dang, yeah, that's really recent.
Yeah. That was easily our best show we've played. It was because it was a show that was in it wasn't a memorial show per se, but it was the next show prior to, unfortunately, our drummer's father passed away.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot of people that came together for that. And it was a really nice energy. It was like an amazing experience.
And then you guys are actually going to be doing a benefit show for it on the 18th, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, and the 18th.
Yeah.
Over at, I believe, West End.
Yep. Yeah. I was supposed to be there for this last show they were going to do with Devil's Envy and everything, but unfortunately they had to pull out. A lot of chaos that weekend.
Right, I can imagine.
But yeah, the rest of the bands sound great that are going to play with you guys on that weekend. Are you guys headlining that one?
I don't actually know.
I think we're going right before the headliner because I remember we were talking about that. So I think we'll be playing later in the evening.
Yeah, it looks like
thank you for letting me know.
Lilac sounds pretty good. I was checking them out when I saw them on there.
Yeah, really
there's a lot of MVK bands. I'm really excited.
Yeah, MVK has been, you guys, the management side, they've been kicking ass doing everything.
They really have. Like we've only been really partnered with, and we haven't signed anything yet. Like they're still feeling the waters. Like they haven't offered us a contract yet. They're still just kind of like showing us what they have to offer. And just in those few weeks that we've been partnered with them, our drummer's getting some signature sticks. We're able to do, interviews like this. It's been wild.
And they will go, like, I went out to Alabama Have you guys met the Dev yet?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So good friends with them, and I went out to their show in Alabama, and Attila came out. He drove out to the show. I wasn't even knowing he was going to be there. He was like, "Yeah, man, I drove out." I was like, "Shit, dude,
Nice.
talk about dedication."
Alabama.
Awesome.
He's from Florida, right?
Yeah,
Damn.
That's a drive.
yeah.
And
My
it's a
head,
drive.
that's dedication. That's management
yeah.
dedication.
That's good management. Absolutely.
So it's going to 2021, man. Besides shows, you guys released a new single.
We did. Yeah. Polygon.
Yeah, polygonal, however you want to say it. Tomato, tomato. Just
Polyamorous.
it's not non-binary. It's polygonal.
Yeah, there you go.
Dude, that song's a ripper, man. I love the opening riff and the symphony that goes into it.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
So how'd you
That
guys
was a lot of fun. I'm sorry?
I was gonna say, how'd you guys come up with it? Like, how was that conceptually? How was this made alive?
Typically it was that one was a little bit interesting because I believe usually the way it started would be Wes would write a riff and then Corey would throw some drums on and we just kind of build it by layer. But I think that song,
Corey uploaded the structure, just like
yeah.
a finished like drum structure, and he's like, put guitars on this. So we did, and that's kind of where it came from.
Yeah, so we kind of like mixed with the layering of it a bit, and then just with each layer that got thrown on, the song kept getting better and better. Yeah, it was honestly that was probably the most fun song to write.
Yeah, that song was a lot of fun. The creative process, I feel like that's when this lineup really started feeling out like how we write as a band.
Absolutely.
Everything was just kind of clicking. It was a lot of fun.
So when you guys write stuff, is it like more on the digital aspect of like, hey, I came up with this riff, can you put something over it? And they send it to you guys. You guys do everything kind of.
That's a lot of it.
Digital way.
Yeah, and a big part of it too is like we're all friends in real life. And so like we're at each other's houses a lot of the times, and whenever we are there, someone usually has like a Reaper session open up, and so we'll be able to, like, if not write together, at least like show people ideas in person, and we get that kind of real-time feedback. And that sort of kind of it's digital in the sense that a lot of the times our schedules are kind of wonky, so we're sending people stuff, but we still hang out and we still do stuff, so we're still kind of there for the creative process in person as well.
Yeah.
It's interesting, like, as new bands are formed now, because you guys look pretty young, like you're in your early 20s.
Yeah, we're spry.
But like, so like these brand new bands that are coming out, even like bands formed in high school, you have access to this technology. You can get free. You can use Reaper for free if you want to. But you can get all the plugins and put it on GarageBand and record shit. You don't even have to have a full half stack or even a rig technically to make music. So you can form a band during high school like nothing and send shit to each other digitally.
Oh yeah. And people are like, I've been seeing a lot of younger guys on like Facebook and like a bunch of younger bands coming out that are like, younger than us even, and they're just kicking ass because they have that, you can become an engineer just with a laptop these days, and it's super, it's like helpful. It's like having that on the job experience. Like obviously, like I'm not trying to like dog on going to school for this kind of thing, but
no, dude, it's the future.
There's definitely like but there's definitely, I think, a value to doing it yourself.
Yeah, and I think it makes you guys better musicians too, like understanding the process, so that when you guys do get a big record deal and you actually go to a studio and start recording, you can understand the process more instead of just sit there, lay down the tracks and not know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you have more creative output too, like saying, hey, maybe you can try this or do this and see what happens. Unless
that's what's cool about like I tracked for Poly and for a lot of the EP, I tracked my own vocals, and it was super helpful because I'm like super anal about like vocal tracks and like layering and stuff. And I felt bad constantly, like, because we tried like recording in person a few times, and I felt so bad having to keep telling Corey and let me do a little bit another one. Maybe if I added this.
And you're like, no, let me do it so I can be retentive about it.
Yeah, and it's like I can only shit in his open mouth so much before like I feel bad. So I ended up tracking myself and then just sending him the raw files, and then he mixed them, and then everyone was happy.
Yeah, when I heard it totally gave me like Ice Nine Kills vibe.
Oh,
From
yeah.
vocals to everything to it, like conceptually, how it was layered, it was on point. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, these guys should be on tour with Ice Nine Kills already. Like, this is gonna be a perfect
Open to that.
co-headlining tour.
Yeah.
Hit us up, Ink.
Mhm.
And then prior to this, you guys had an EP last year. Your guys' first EP, correct?
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was a lot of. Well, okay, so there was an EP prior. It's been since taken down. It was an old lineup, the founding lineup. That was just like the only person who's still in the band from that lineup and that era of the band is our bass player Jorge. It was just something that we weren't like. It wasn't representative of us anymore. Like
Yeah,
our sound had totally changed, and
Yeah.
I wasn't even this like in the band at the time of the thing. When I did join the band, I ended up being guitar player. But yeah, it wasn't representative of our sound now, so we ended up taking it down and just kind of moving forward.
And then Joseph was like, fuck you, I'm a guitar player.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, yeah, because I was a guitar player for around a year, and then our singer left, and then I just kind of on a whim said, sure, I'll give it a shot, and then everything else is history. But then we needed a guitar player,
Mhm.
so it was a lot of fun, like testing out guitar players, because there were a few people that we went with before we landed on Joseph. I still
When
remember
they
it.
settled.
Yeah, we settled.
Oh yeah, sorry. We settled.
This will work.
No, it was I will say, like, I was nervous during your audition because I could tell you were nervous. You're like
Yeah.
nervous as shit because it was intimidating. Like you're like in this person's house, like auditioning for this band you don't know anything about.
That was
But,
definitely
yeah.
like the first time I had done something like that because I had no idea what to expect from it. But I guess it worked out.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
and I'm proud to see like where you've come as a performer. Like I was a little nervous when I first like because which I would have been nervous with anyone we chose because like who the hell, like I
You
don't
never
know you.
know.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were the best option for sure.
I definitely think like being in a band for all of us, I can see it for me personally, but I think for everyone, and you join a band and you're around the music all the time, you grow so much as a musician, and like as a performer and all that, just from being around it, because you're just
Yeah.
soaking up that environment. That's what happened to me at least.
Yeah, you're night and day.
Yeah.
Wait, was it like a toga, like total frat star freaking initiation?
Oh, he hazed the shit out of
blindfolded
everyone.
Yeah.
Have him stand in the dark room, put his feet in cold water.
Yeah, we tied him up to the frat house.
Yeah.
He wakes up. Why am I in China? Why is everyone speaking Chinese?
I got roofied to China on my first night with the band.
Gotta make sure you're committed.
Yeah.
Well, now I know that you guys aren't, you haven't been, obviously Jorge's original member, been around for the whole time, but do you guys know how, like, the band was started in general, a cold subject? How,
Yeah. My understanding of it was, and I don't know all the details because the band was started in, I believe, the summer of 2018. I didn't join until summer of 2019, but I believe they had all been going to Full Sail together, and they just kind of got together and they like met at either parties or whatever through mutual friends, and then they started doing little acoustic gigs and some local stuff, and just wholesome beginnings.
Yeah.
And then they found me. Well, I guess they found West. He was the first member to join outside of the founding members, and he was found online on this website called Bandmix, and that's how I was also found. And you were Bandmix too?
I think
okay,
Corey was too. I think pretty much everyone in the band other than Jorge is
Bandmix. Shit. Yeah,
they should sponsor us. Hit us up, guys.
Yeah. We're living proof that it works.
Yeah.
Corey was kind of an interesting story because on Bandmix, you have your profile picture and you have your information, but Corey had no information and he had no profile. Like his profile picture was like some anime character or something.
Like,
and
oh, this
so
guy's totally a killer.
Well, yeah, and I was like, obviously, there's no way this person's like legit. So I looked for any sort of name that I could search up online to find social media, and I found his Instagram, and I looked through. I'm like, wait, this guy's a really good drummer. What the fuck? And then like I hit him up. I was like, are you interested in joining? And he goes, hell yeah. I goes, holy shit. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Because I mean, finding a drummer is the hardest, like one of the hardest things. Like drummer and bass.
It's not easy.
And to find like I would consider Corey one of the better drummers that I've met. And to find that just on a whim online, like just by taking a chance on a profile picture of like a cartoon character.
Yeah, we
That
got
was
really lucky with Corey.
really fucking lucky.
Yeah,
And he's only like a quarter of a serial killer, so it's chill.
Okay.
he's only mostly insane.
He only has his spurts. Yeah.
Yeah,
He,
it's
he only kills
controllable.
people, the bad
He
Yeah.
only kills the bad people.
people. Or anyone who doesn't like the band.
Yeah.
There you go.
So there's Wes, Corey, and Jorge. So how did you guys all meet Jorge?
Well, again, he was a founding member. So when I went to audition,
Did he find
we
you guys
auditioned
all on the same site?
not at the same time. I was found
Okay.
in 2019, and then when our singer left, I moved to vocals, and then that was around March of 2020.
Gotcha.
And then a
we
little
started-
after that, I joined, and then like September or October, I think, of last year is when Corey joined. So this lineup, as is pretty new.
Actually, like everyone's about to hit their 1 year, or at least like I know
Most of
Joseph just
everybody.
hit his 1 year. I know Corey's about to in September. I hit my 2 year recently, and Jorge's been here for like I don't know 30.
Most of his life. at this point.
Forever.
Most of his life, most of his adult life. has been in this band.
Yeah.
Dude, but that's still like it's still in a way it's like a Cinderella story in a way. It still worked out.
Oh, yeah.
Even though pretty much like the old way is completely ripped out and gutted. It's
Yeah.
like, did you guys even have that talk where it's like the point where like, do you guys wanted to keep it like cold subject name? You took away that old EP. Was there even talk about just making it a whole new band?
No, because it was like we knew we had wanted because the way songs were typically written before, it was just we weren't really a part of the creative process very much.
Yeah.
It was just the vocalist kind of making his songs, and there was nothing wrong with that per se. It was just that was just the way things were done, and it kind of felt like once he left, we were able to step into the creative process a little bit more and really be more hands-on.
Mhm.
And that was super cool. We definitely didn't want to deviate from the name because we had already started to get a little bit of recognition for it. We just kind of wanted to rebrand a little bit as far as our sound.
Yeah.
And me being the vocalist, like we had that first EP release, but outside of that, there wasn't a whole lot of public like social media stuff.
Mhm.
So there wasn't like a whole like situation where we needed to completely reinvent the wheel or reinvent Cold Subject. We just like the band as a whole, we could still maintain the name and just kind of
I
go
think it was
into
a
a
pretty
next chapter.
natural evolution.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's good that it all happened still relatively young with the band starting out technically like 2018
Yeah.
or whatever. And it's only, 2021. And that's still like, it's not like it's been around for 10 years and then you guys gutted and redid a whole new thing.
Right. Yeah. There was no
Yeah.
like level of expectation or anything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's easier to start off from a ground zero for you guys to do something.
Yeah. I mean, we basically like restarted the band. It was basically like starting a new band
Yeah.
because everything was so different, but it was still like, jumped off the same ramp.
Well, now going forth for the rest of the year and stuff, what do you guys have planned music wise? New stuff.
So we are working on an EP. I don't know when it's going to be released. We're definitely for the next couple of shows, not Metal Fest tomorrow, or not tomorrow at Metal Fest, but we have a show on the 26th where we're going to be playing a new song from the EP, which I'm excited for. But we're working on around, I'll say 5 or 6 tracks to be safe, but there's probably going to be more.
I think it's 7 that we're at right now.
7. Okay. So 7 tracks that we're going to hopefully have
It's like an
released
album,
by.
then.
It's heading up there. It's definitely up there. We want to kind of.
What's the definition of an album? What's the length? Is there an official?
We had this whole
Is
conversation.
there an official
the
length of an
longest
album?
yeah.
Like,
And honestly, it's just marketability, really. Like,
because if fucking Tool could put like maybe 4 songs on an album, the rest be a bunch of fucking noises, and that's considered an album.
yeah, no, I don't even know if we consider it. I don't know if we could truly consider it an EP or an album, but I think the consensus was we wanted to call it an EP. So, all right, I'm cool with it. I'm excited because it's definitely like more of what people liked about the first EP.
Yeah.
But to a greater extent, I'd say. Like we're reaching new horizons as a band. I think like now that because the original EP, or at least the Crystal Clear, the one that's released, is it was already pretty, semi-written
Yeah.
by the time the current lineup was formed.
So
But
now
this
is
new
like pretty
EP,
much everyone putting their actual creative thought
Yeah.
process to it.
and we've had like a year to really like be a band together as well, so we know what
Yeah.
each other can do and what each other likes.
Yeah.
What turns you guys on?
Mhm.
How much time you got?
Yeah.
And also I've noticed. So are you guys doing your own mixing too?
We are. Yeah, our
Um,
drummer does it.
I heard there's a big difference in the sound of mixing for producing from the EP to the new single.
I
I
agree.
think he did
Corey-
he did both, but
did
he had
both.
a lot more time with Pauly to like figure it out.
Corey had joined like at the back half of the EP that was already like semi-mixed, and when
It
he
was,
added
like,
his
done.
drums, yeah, it was basically done, but it really wasn't like, it wasn't up
Yeah.
to par. He did what he could to improve it as best he could, and he definitely made a lot of a difference with the tracks. So when it was released, once like it was a lot easier for him to work from the ground up on Pauly because that was all his project file, right?
Yeah.
So he had all of his plugins, he had all of everything working to his advantage, and he had a lot more fun mixing, I would say, Pauly, than the EP as well, and this new EP that's coming up.
Yeah, good.
He's having a lot of fun with it.
He nailed it with Polly. That set. It was. I would say it was pretty close to like how it was sounding mixing wise with the new Lorna Shore EP that came
Oh
out.
wow.
Yeah,
He's taken a lot of inspiration from them, so that could be
He really
that
has.
means a lot.
And, well, their producer they use is Josh Schroeder out in Michigan, and
Okay. Yeah, I've
every
heard of it.
Michigan band is using Josh Schroeder for their shit. He's killing it. He's killing it in the game for mixing. So he did a good job with you guys on Pauly. So now
Absolutely.
I'm stoked knowing that he's doing the next EP, actually doing it completely.
Yeah, for sure. We'll tell him you said that.
He's like, oh my god, Josh Schroeder, hell yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys are gonna play a new single for the September show, September 26th show.
Or August 26th.
August 26th. What's the name? Can we get a name? G14 classified name?
Bioluminescent is the name right now. I don't know if it's staying. A lot of
Yeah, I
the
don't think
names
it's
on
gonna
this
stick.
EP were just like words that we threw on
Are you just
demo
putting
files that just
every
stuck.
word
Yeah.
Polly something?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's how Pauly was written. Originally, it was called Polygonal, but that was just as a word to throw on a project file to be
Yeah.
the name.
And
But
we
then I
just
kind
didn't
of like
change
went
it.
into it and like made it a part of the song.
Then the next one's gonna be polygamous, and that's gonna be.
But I don't think we're gonna keep Bioluminescence as the title of the new track, but I genuinely don't know because I never use the word in the song, and it doesn't really like have anything to do with the song anymore.
It doesn't have to. Like there's
That's true.
plenty of bands when they just write a song and it just says, I mean, come on, there's a song. It tastes like Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
I wrestled a bear once, and they don't say that once ever in this
Right.
song. So the song title does not have to be used in the lyrics.
Yeah, really
I mean, we
excited
did that
about
with. Yeah, we've definitely done that before. Like I know Candle Wax. Everyone calls Candle Wax Hero
that.
because I say you call yourself a hero in the chorus, but yeah, no one remembers the actual name is Candle Wax.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, the hero song.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, the hero song.
Well, now also it'd be cool. What do you guys been listening to yourselves? Like new music wise, what do you guys been jamming to, spark the inspiration box? As musicians, we get inspiration from other artists,
Yeah. I've been listening. I've actually going back and listening to a lot more like rock driven stuff. Like I had gone through like a stint of listening to a whole bunch of like Motionless because I'm gonna go see them in September.
Dude, that new
at
Time
Regal Rock.
Bomb single's sick.
I haven't heard it yet. I'm actually because I've been busy like all this week, so I haven't had a chance to listen to it.
I
Dude,
listened to that yesterday, actually. It's really good.
slaps.
Hell yeah. But yeah, I've been listening to a lot of more classic stuff. Like I've been listening to a lot more Crew, a lot more like listening to Ozzy a little bit yesterday. But yeah, some classic metal rock guys.
Heck yeah. Inspiration from the greats.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Pave the way.
How about you,
I
Justin?
listened to a lot of what I've been listening to recently has been like on the heavier side. I've actually really been jamming with the new Lorna Shore stuff. Like that stuff is great. I really like Periphery. I don't know if you've gotten into them at all.
Yeah, of course.
But,
Bro, that's like Metal
Mom and pop shop. Man.
Oh yeah, they're amazing.
Periphery. I don't know if you know them.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't. And then like I always say, like the other side of what I listen to is stuff like I listen to a lot of 311 still because that's what I grew up on. So I listen to 311 all the time, like Green Day, stuff like that. So some inspirations from like more deathcore stuff and then stuff like that. But that's mostly it.
Yeah, it's like even I just found this new like recently I was like getting more into like blues rock and listening to a lot of like southern bluesy southern rock stuff, like getting into it. But then it's like I'll switch it up the other day and I found this band. They're from the UK and they're called Pupil Slicer.
I love that.
Pupil Slicer. It's a female vocalist. They're a 3-piece band. I think.
Okay.
Dude, this is like straight up the most deathcore shit I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, I've got to check it out now.
Yeah, Pupil Slicer, you said?
Pupil Slicer.
Sounds deathcore.
Dude, it was
Sounds very deathcore.
But like their band, their mixing and everything is just like, whoa, think of it's like, you know, Ginger and Tatiana.
Yeah.
I think it was like Tatiana, but just like on steroids.
Nice.
I like that sound.
Well, dudes, man, I'm really excited to hopefully come out to the 18th show.
Hell yeah.
Hopefully I can make it. This year's already been crazy, and I'm hoping a bunch of bands are already canceling all their shit. And I'm like, no, we can't go backwards. No. And
Yeah.
because Corey Taylor got COVID-19, didn't they? You know what he
I
said?
saw
Like,
that.
I saw that on Facebook. That's wild. I hope he can recover. I know that
but he didn't say if he was sick. He just said he tested positive.
yeah. And I do know that they are scheduled to play some festival down the line. So
And they said they're keeping their dates. They're doing it.
yeah, but I'm sure by the time that the dates come, he'll have done the whole like self quarantine thing or whatever that protocol is.
Yeah, and people are kind of giving Corey Taylor shit like, hey, you know, you shouldn't be doing that. Like, one, the dates are so far away. Like,
That's the thing is like,
yeah,
like realistically, as long as you aren't going to transmit it to someone.
yeah, and they weren't even saying if he was sick actually, because remember we can test asymptomatic, we can test positive, not even know.
Yeah, that's honest, and that was like, that's kind of scarier too, because that's I remember we had gotten it sometime in 2020
As a band, everyone got
as
sick.
a band, yeah, and like no one knew until everyone had it, and then everyone got sick. That was scary because I think it was like people who were asymptomatic. I don't know how it works, so I'm not like a scientist, but yeah, that sucked. That was not fun.
Yeah,
We're better now though.
I hope we don't go backwards, man, because like
Yeah,
the big industry took a huge hit last year.
dude.
And I know Florida was a little bit more lax compared to the other states, and so
Yeah.
fortunate that you can still play a show and do stuff. And I do like, so Ticketmaster and Live Nation announcing all these new things about, hey, showing a negative COVID test or having your vaccination card, which is cool. But I went to a show, our big venue out here in California, and one of them is called the Forum. And what they did to prepare for it, because that's going in effect in October for all the Live Nation Ticketmaster events for the testing stuff. For that venue, they have a rapid testing station outside of the parking lot.
Oh, that works. Yeah.
So it's like, hey, you know, if you can't get in the schedule for a test, they'll probably charge you $50 or whatever to go do a rapid test right before the show. I mean, it sucks, but like, hey, that's a smart way of pivoting to help people.
As long as as long as we get to play shows, I don't care what we have to do. Like, as long as let's just keep the music industry like, because I was so like, I'm definitely sure that, well, we've seen it. Like I said, once music comes back, it's going to be a renaissance, and I definitely think we've seen that with like stuff that's being released. So I really just hope we maintain.
And dude, for 2020 and 2021, I think rock has pivoted so well during the quarantine and coming back stronger. The record sales for rock in general and the new music, including your guys' new music coming out, it's like, this is
that's what's interesting is I've definitely seen like a retroization of like rock and metal, as far as like, you know, people on like TikTok are kind of using rock and metal songs that I listen to, but they're blowing up because it's now, I guess, kind of reverting back into that like retro kind of thing.
Yeah,
and that's just kind of paving the way back for rock and metal into the mainstream, and that's like if nothing else, that's a blessing in disguise for sure. From
Yeah,
the
like
whole last
Jairus
year.
Johnson, that guy,
Yeah,
Mhm.
where he blew up for just remixing Papa Roach and all these other freaking songs into like kind of a hip hop version ish.
yeah.
So it's good. Like rock is not dead. It's never been dead. It's
No,
just
it's
now
never
it's
been
like
dead.
it's
Mhm.
taking over the world now, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, the festivals out in Europe are a whole different level. Those things are fucking crazy.
Oh, they're
I've
nuts.
never been anything out. I've never been out of the country. I definitely wanted to see some stuff in Europe if I can.
Going to Copenhagen next year in Copenhagen.
Oh, hell yeah.
4-day festival. They've only announced Metallica, Iron Maiden, Kiss, Judas Priest, and Ginger, and then some other bands. They've
Wow.
announced the
Some
headliners.
smaller guys.
Yeah, they're
Pretty
small.
underground.
Underground.
But
That's awesome though.
that's gonna be fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But you guys are gonna play. Is this your guys' first fest tomorrow? Like your first festival, technically?
First festival that's labeled as a festival. We did a battle of the bands kind of an event, but it was
Yeah.
like an outdoor event, and it
That
laid out
felt
very
like a
similar
festival.
Festival.
Yeah, it felt like a festival.
The format, but like an officially tabled. Like,
This is
Yeah,
it.
this is
Yeah.
our first official festival, and we're actually on September 4th. We're playing a fest. It's a local festival. It's not like at a big event or anything.
yeah,
Well, it's a big event in the local scene in Florida, but
Mhm.
it's not like a national event or anything.
yeah.
And it's called Lake Rec, and we're gonna be playing that. We're super stoked for that. It's like 24 bands. There's gonna be 2 stages, and it's all in
Damn.
this guy's. This guy owns it's like a barn and like a plot of land that he converted into a live music festival or live music venue that
That's
he uses to
sick.
just kind of throw parties.
That's so
And
sick.
yeah, it's
Life goals.
It's super insane. Really excited about
it's a
There
little more
is.
underground, but it still has its own scene, and it's really cool. And anytime I get to play there, it's
Dude.
always a treat.
That already sounds legendary.
it. Mhm.
Hell yeah.
As long as it doesn't turn out like that redneck rodeo that happened a little while ago.
I don't know what that one is.
Oh, there was like they literally it's called redneck rodeo, and it
Okay.
happened out in Kentucky, and like it's just like huge party event, and I guess a bunch of people get run over by ATVs. Some
shit.
girl slit a guy's neck open. It was gnarly.
I have a friend who lives out there, and I heard about that. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that's
Like
something.
all the headlines, like redneck rodeo went wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm hoping that doesn't happen. What the hell?
Yeah.
But that sounds sick. That's in September.
Yeah, it's September 4th.
It's
Fuck,
also
I'll be
coming up.
gone already. Damn it, that sounds dope. That like I almost want to go that. I'll be in because that's Labor Day weekend, so I'll be
Right.
in Chicago. But damn, that's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
Well, dude, you guys got a lot of shows coming up. Working on new music. Yo, cold subject is not a cold subject.
No.
I haven't heard that one yet, actually. Like somehow, no one said that.
I like that. That's my favorite pun we've gotten.
Well, dudes, man, it was awesome to meet you guys digitally. I hope I can meet you guys live on September 18th.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Have fun, kick ass tomorrow, dude. So
We'll do.
Thank you, man.
you guys are gonna rock out with your guitars out.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
So you guys, everyone else can check out the music. I'll have it linked below on YouTube and all that stuff, so you can see all their good jazz. Check out the new music, new single that's out. Also pay attention to the next new stuff that's gonna come out, and keep an eye for Cold Subject.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, man.